But you do still have to have a PC, and you still have to have a separate projector, which is expensive.
But of course, schools might already have those tools in place, so they wouldn't have to replicate the entire setup for the smartboard. All they would have to buy would be that last piece of equipment, the Mimeo itself.
Right. We already have a laptop. We have several. We just purchased a projector, which costs about $250. It's very lightweight. It hooks up to the laptop, and that's what we're using in our classes.
Great. And how have the results been?
Good. It worked great last night. The kids enjoyed it, and it was easy for the teachers. The smart boards are much more interactive. It looks like I've never used one, but it's certainly, you know, they could show lots of things. Last night it was an Israel class that used it, and a class on world jewelry.
Mm-hmm. This is Karen. There is a teacher community on what's called the Ning site where there's a lot of teachers who are involved in interactive whiteboards. So I'm wondering, you know, it might be worth checking in with teachers and seeing what they're using. And I'm sure there's administrators and other decision makers there. And the site it's called iwbrevolution.ning.com. I'll send it to Jenny. Yeah, I don't know if I can send it to everybody. Oh, but I can show it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could make you a presenter and you could show your desktop.
Okay, cool. 1 second. And do you see it?
Interactive Whiteboard Revolution.
I guess you do. So there's a book that somebody wrote about using interactive whiteboards, and in conjunction with the book, there's this whole Ning site, this online community. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I'm thinking that it might be a good place to get some feedback on different types of equipment. And actually, the site that Jenny showed us earlier, Classroom 2.0, would be a really great site also to join. And you can join these sites for free and become part of that community and ask your questions. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
Sure.
Debbie has asked a group, how do you design a lesson plan like this? I assume she meant for the smart board. So can anyone speak to that? Anyone who, maybe besides Judy, who's already given us a lot, anyone else feel like contributing? Well, Judy, if you want to address, please do.
Well, first of all, you have to have notebook software, and it works very similarly to PowerPoint, but it's much more sophisticated because you can add internet links and you can add audio sound bites, and of course, you know, it's touch sensitive. So I will tell you, it's a learning curve, because my very first one that I created took me 10 hours to create. And there are templates available, such as Jeopardy or any of these, you know, TV game shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and then you just plug in your questions and answers. The people who work in day schools, their programs I did not find suitable for our situation, but they're also, you know, they have a gallery for pictures and for different kinds of games and learning activities that's built into the notebook software. So it's a matter of trial and error, and we did have, because we won this grant, we did have 10 hours of training by someone that they sent out from New York.
And did you find that training helpful, meeting you where you were, or were they going way over your head?
No, he did basics, but then the only way to really learn it is to sit and play with it, and see what the other people on that SJED site have done, so that you can make it appropriate for your setting.
Yeah, that's, I mean, one of the things that makes the SJED site so valuable is that you can see what other people are doing, and of course, not everything you see is going to be applicable to your own classroom settings or whatever settings you have, maybe outside of the classroom, but it's a great place to start and get examples and ideas that you can then customize.
Right. And then you can just adapt it to your own material.
very lucky to have Karen Levine with us today from Darim Online, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about Darim and then lead us into our wiki portion of the webinar. So take it away, Karen. You're now in charge of the webinar for the next 10-15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. I also want to introduce Lisa Colton, who's the president of Darim Online, who's with us today. And we work with Jewish organizations to help them do their work better by primarily through thinking out how to tell their stories through social media and other online resources. And we have been working a lot with educational organizations, schools, synagogues, and other informal education programs. And we've had some really great successes with many of our people, and it's really exciting to learn from our community as well. So I want to just start out, before I start, I just kind of want to ask if you could tell me who is already familiar with wikis, either having used them or created one, and you can check, the little green checkbox. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can put the little X. Great. So there's a group of people who have already used wikis. So what I'm going to do today is, what I'm hoping to do is give a brief orientation on how educators are using wikis and demonstrate how to start one. And if you care to share afterwards, we'll have some time for people to share their different ways that they're using them. And we'll start with that. So basically, a wiki is a type of a website. It's easily edited, and it's usually used as a series of interconnected pages. And I'll show you a couple of wikis. You may have come across them and just never realized it. I like to think of wiki as kind of an interactive, collaborative notebook. Other resources like links to other sites or videos, photos like from Flickr, digital storytelling resources like VoiceThread and Glogster, which everything has all these really strange names. They can be embedded fairly easily into a wiki. And they're a fairly easy way to create a website. There's a learning curve like anything else, but they're rather interesting. So I am going to share my browser, but I will show you, first of all, there's a really interesting site. I'm just saying,
The easiest do it, Karen, is if you click on Share Your Desktop, and then whatever you're seeing